Hello, viewers, and welcome. We are continuing our adventure in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This is the second episode. So we just completed the first 3 shrines here at the plateau. And now we are about to journey into the cold, harsh wilderness of this place. We do not have any protective clothing, no things spicy to eat, but there are bad guys that need to die. And hitting this guy's shield. He's got his club on fire, which is actually pretty good. I'll actually try and copy that later. Trying to get past this guy's defenses is a bit of a challenge. I'm almost dead here. Need to heal up. Eat a couple baked apples. That'll do it. Let's get away from this guy. We've got the guy with doing that. Headshot, noise, and guess that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna shoot our arrows at him. Okay, we got him in the face though. All right. So the combat is challenging, but I actually find it to be a lot of fun. So when we're outside of the fire radius, we take cold damage. But we're going to grab this club, and then we're going to light it on fire, just as Vocal Goblin did. And we're going to get this chest, though, first. Some arrows, nice. Arrows are very rare, so far. I only have that, and I think those are the bomb arrows. So you can sit by the fire to pass the time in the game, which I don't really do, but eventually I'm sure that you may have to do that. So yeah, we're just gonna light the club on fire, and that will keep us warm. As you can see in the bottom right, the Fahrenheit temperature symbol. I guess that was a new bad guy that we haven't came across before, a Kesi, whatever. Take his eyeball and wing, cause why not? Link's a boss. Love that grass effect. Some skeletons. There you go. Right in your head. There's another camp up here. This is funny. Just try shooting at the barrels, but they won't explode. I didn't know that at the time. Chance I might die here. Run. Whew. Link's not doing too good. There we go. Right in the face. Light up our club again. Nice. And now he's on fire too. Let me just finish it off with a nice arrow shot to the face. Now there is a chest here, so not like the battle was for naught. And more arrows. More arrows are good. We need those arrows. Light up our club. Hopefully we don't blow ourselves up, because I'm sure if that touched the barrels, it would have exploded. Now further up the cliffside, we've got dude just sleeping here. He's one of these tougher goblins. But the fire damage, plus us wailing on him while he's on the ground, relentless. He's done for. Easy. Amber. Amber's good. Didn't get to grab that. Spiked Vocal Club. Okay, that's nice. So, at this point, I'm like, well, I'm taking damage from the cold, and I still have to make it to this other shrine. So, what I'm going to do is walk and actually go after the doublet that will keep us warm. I'm going to go after the fashion item over just making the food. Because, come on, everybody wants to see Link looking good with the best clothing. So we're going to make it happen. So I'm going to try and get ourselves out of here. And that's the shrine over there. Eventually we'll get there. But we're going to go back towards that gate over there. That's our way out of here. And ultimately, our destination is going to be a forest area to the north. We need to get ourselves raw meat and spiced peppers. And there's also another part of the that recipe that we read in the last episode, in the old man's cabin, that we need. That at the time I didn't know about, so it actually took me a while here, and I'm going to edit out the walking around and the heavily of the collecting items and stuff like that. We only want the most interesting stuff in this game, like collecting peppers and cooking them. Now, if you wanted to, you could just cook a meal that gives you cold resistance and then go back into the cold weather and, be done with it. But instead, no, we're going to go to the Forest of Spirits, everybody. We've got stuff to do. We want to complete as much as we can. Again, I don't know if this is going to be 100% or not. We'll see. But we're collecting shrooms in the forest, as any good forest person would do. There's a lot of secrets here. So, I think this is a good time to really explore, because we got the bombs now, so we can blow up cracks. And there's a bunch of new kinds of materials that we'll find that we can collect. Now, here at this point is the first overworld boss of the game. You can choose to fight him if you want to, but we are not going to. I don't think we're ready yet. So we're just going to run past this rocky boy. Stone Talus, we're not ready for him. Run, Link. We'll get back to him later. I think we'll get to him either later in this episode or in the next one. We'll see how it works. But there's a boar. We need raw meat, so the only way we can get it is from killing these guys. Alright. 2 shots. Boom. There we go. Raw meat. So to make that old guy's that dish, in order to give us the doublet, raw meat, peppers, and fish. The fish that we'll find in like the first general lake that you come across here in the Great Plateau. That's where you can find the fish. At the time of when I was playing this, I didn't know that, actually. The things that you learn about on the internet, right? Or just from experimenting. Lots of experimenting you can do in this game. There's so much depth to it. Okay, bomb arrow. Take a look at this. I love it. Absolutely brutal. So we'll use the last 2 arrows maybe on this guy. There's a chest on the left. So, and we got some more arrows. And the guy who's on the lookout there was not aggroed at all, surprisingly. Got that headshot from afar there. That's pretty good. We'll take this guy's meats. What do we get? An opal. Could probably either sell that or we'll need it for something else. Here's a fun part. So this is further north in the forest, in that forest section. Some enemies here just chilling. We are going to go and say hi to them. Now, if I was smart, I could have used the fire and just... It could have just done a lot of the work for me, instead of me having to come in and swipe about. I'm using the torch for no reason. We're not going to get a whole lot of damage with the torch, so I need to get rid of that weapon. We'll use our new spike club. Beast. There you go. One dude back here. That club makes short work of him, because it does a lot of damage compared to the other weapons that we have. But there seemed to have been only minimal loot. Well, there is one chest here. Well, we'll unlock that. See what we get. Fire arrows. Fire arrows are good. So back to the fire before the front of the camp, the cave entrance here. If we would just light the grass on fire, or my goal actually was to throw the torch at the barrels. Failed miserably, of course. But we'll watch how the fire effects in this game operate. This is how it works. Link is causing a little bit of a forest fire. Smokey the Bear would not be pleased with this. Wait for it. Boom. And you see? We just killed that guy and many more. Now, there's a hillside, and if you were a smart player, you could use the boulders and just push them down. But we didn't do that. Looks like there's something up there. And there's some other stuff on this ridge side here. Now, at the time, I didn't even know what this stuff did. So I'm throwing this cube all about like an absolute dummy. I don't know what to do. Later I found out, though, that if you put the cube in the spot correctly, you'll get a Kodak seed. But I was confused, so I just threw it off the cliff. Good job, Link. Now I gotta climb down. Why not? Just throw myself down there. Take a little bit of damage. That's okay. Link's a big boy. Heal up a little bit. Eat an apple. Traversing the forest some more. There's flint here. You can use this to make fire, which will be useful to us. And basically just being an overall menace to the wildlife in this forest. I mean, Link, come on. Is he hungry or is he just greedy? We've got some more goblins here. We need to equip a weapon. There you go. Sword has a really good attack rate. I like it, even though it doesn't really do that much damage. We could probably use that spiked club that we had. But in the forest, there's also our old friend, the old man, just chilling, camping. So you can talk to him here. He's got some arrows, a bow. We'll see what else he's got. Just a torch. Do we have the torch? No, we don't have a torch. So we'll take the torch. And the shroom, of course. Gotta get those mushrooms. And we'll light up the cooking thing here. And talk to him. My back is aching. Yes, we will use the cooking pot, old man. But I did cook something. So. Hint, hint, if you didn't know. But we already covered that already. So, got some creepers here. Skeleton dudes. Now, there's actually a secret here, now that we have the Magneticus rune. We can get ourselves a Kodak seed. There's this metal ball thingy that's connected to a chain in this tree trunk. You can just activate it, and you can just put it in there. Nice. Got to ourselves 2 total right now. And these seeds are used to expand our inventory. Not too far up from that mud lake is actually another secret. We've got one here. So yeah, I'm just knocking these things out as I see them. Because why not? You can't hit him with the rock, though. I seem to be back in the forest now. These guys were chasing one of the boars, and I just come in. I just start shooting. Hitting him with the torch again, Link. Now, there's a guy there, right? One of the goblins, he's just sleeping. He's just chilling. Until I walk, and then he hears me. That's his wake-up call right there. Use the sword. Get to the chest here. Now, the enemies do respawn in this game. I actually forgot at first, because while I was walking around, I found that after a while, the enemies didn't respawn when I returned to the areas, but they do. from an in-game event that we'll find out in later episodes. I don't know if I should spoil it now or what, but enemies do respawn after a period of time. Spoil it. I mean, the game's been out for a couple years, so I guess it doesn't matter. But for the sake of letting the story play, I guess, I won't say anything right now. But, yeah. You can get a bunch of stuff just from wandering around the forest. And there's also the Kodak seeds as well. There's quite a few of them that are hiding about all throughout the starting area. I'm not exactly sure what all these monster parts do besides going into elixirs. I don't know if they have any particular special needs, but I'm sure that'll become apparent as I continue to play the game more. Right now, I'm a few hours ahead of recording this, so, and I really like the game. Like I said in the first episode, I never beat it the first time, so I'm hoping my YouTube playthrough will be the decisive one to really keep me on track to finish the game, and hopefully I can keep up some kind of upload schedule instead of taking 6-7 months to upload a playthrough. Neverwinter Nights. Acorns. Very crunchy. Squirrels love them. And Link likes to collect them. What is this? I walked right past it, but right here is actually a Kodak seed. Here in the video, I don't even get it, but I think there is a secret, and I just didn't even know about it at the time. But now we're gonna go and get the damn fish finally, and this is what I meant by fishing in the last episode. You can just shoot them right in the water. Who needs a fishing rod nowadays, guys, when you can just bow and arrow yourself a fish? So now that is the last thing of the recipe that we needed, and as the old man creeps off from the camp, we're actually ready now to make the dish. So it's a pepper, raw meat, and fish. We'll use the Hyrule bass, and we'll just cook those babies. Spicy meat and seafood fry. So now we just need to show our dish to the old man, and we can only do it when he's sitting by the fire. And we'll go through a little crouching tutorial, because why not? I mean, I don't even use it. I like to go up, you know, up close and personal with the people. They see me coming. Well, they do. They don't run. Alright, so he's going to walk back to camp now. Taking his sweet time. Gives us some time to take in the great ambiance of Breath of the Wild, of course. And some arrows, which we missed the first time that we were around here, so that's good. But when he finally sits down, though, we can show him our dish. And it'd be like a episode of Top Chef or something. I cook something. He's not going to go Gordon Ramsay on us. Reward your culinary effort. So we got ourselves the warm doublet. So we can wear this instead of just needing to make a recipe to protect us from cold. We'll just wear the doublet. And Link's fashion game is now 1 point higher than it was before. Yeah, the doublet looks good. Shoot ourselves a bird. Raw bird drumstick. Yum. Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's what it reminds me of. So now we'll go back in the cold, and now we don't have to worry about the cold taking off our damage because we are protected. You can see in the bottom right there, the Fahrenheit, the temperature symbol. It's just above that blue, so we're not going to take damage from it, which is pretty good. There's plenty of stuff to collect here. Some wood. You can use it to make a campfire if you want to. We already have the flint, so that's how we can make that as well. But there's many different ways you can even, with fire, you can bring fire into a situation. We got the fire arrows. We got a Korok Relief here, which really I thought was a pretty useless weapon, but it actually does have a use to it a little bit later on. For example, you see the sailing boat in the river there. We can use that to get across the river. One thing I didn't know when I was playing this is that you die from the cold. Well, I kind of knew that, but you'll see that I kind of experimented with that idea. But here we get a new enemy. This guy freezes us when he dies. I was like, what the heck? But we get something new, white choo-choo jelly. It looks delicious. Got a couple more of these guys, so I'm gonna just shoot them away from a distance. That way they don't damage me. Much safer. So yeah, I'm just gonna walk up the riverbank, and then you see the bridge over there. That's what I'm gonna use to cross over. And we'll be much closer to the shrine that way, in my opinion, than if we just went across. Well, there is a kind of crossing up the mountainside on the other side there, but it doesn't matter. As long as you get across, that's what matters. Do it your way. Ah. We've got the metal door there that we can move so that we can connect the bridge. That way we can get across safely. So we can do that. Let's see, is that good? Trying to get it right, I guess. Looks good enough. But we're not going to cross yet, though. We got ourselves a bad guy camp here. Now, this was actually pretty challenging. You guys want to know, I guess my first difficult battle of the game is here, considering the fact that, well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it. We got plenty of bows, so it's not like, you know, breaking one's going to completely ruin my game. Trying to lock onto these guys, though. That way we can kill them. Not getting the headshots that we need, though. There we go. We got one. That guy, he's a little bit too far deep. But they've got a whole bunch of spicy peppers. We just need to lower the bridge. Which it took me like a minute or so to figure out. It's hung by two pieces of string. So all you need to do is shoot the string, I guess. I tried activating with the magnet thing, but it's not made of metal, so there's no way I could really pick it up. Link wasn't thinking there for a second. I'm gonna try the remote bomb. This is the minute of me figuring it out. And then I was like, oh, the strings. You see, I looked right at it. So now I know. Maybe you could throw something at the string and that would cut it. I don't know. I didn't try that. But I just did that. And now we're gonna go and we're gonna fight this guy, who is... He's just chilling again, because he forgot that I was in there. But I died. My first death in the game. Alright, round 2. Alright, well, the Claymore didn't help me out. Is the third time's the charm. Let's see. What weapon are we going to use? You know what? We're going to use the strongest weapon we've got. We're going to use this spiked club. And we're going to see if we can play more defensively. Let him attack first. Let us dodge. Okay. He misses again, but we hit his shield. He does his jump attack. That's pretty good. But our club just broke. What do we got now? We're going to use the Claymore. We are lucky he didn't attack us there, but we flung him off the side, though. So we got ourselves a better shield. which is pretty good. And we're gonna let him walk back up. Come on, big boy. Oh, that was a good defensive move by Link. That sidestep, whew, it's pretty good. But he had a good weapon though, so we'll take it. And there's a couple chests here. Pretty good stuff. Amber. It's good loot. What else we got? Some more arrows. Perfect. So I spend the time here doing some cooking. I've got a lot of stuff in my inventory, so we'll cook some stuff. We got the steamed mushrooms, and I made sure to save before I do any kind of cooking, just in case I mess up on the recipes or I lose the stuff. It hasn't happened to me yet, so I'm not sure. Like, if you mess up and you cook something and you mix stuff together, will it always cook a dish, or will you happen to lose the items if you cook something that doesn't compute? I don't know. I haven't came across that issue yet. But I saved just to be on the safe side, because I don't want to lose anything. But we'll throw our drumsticks in, and we'll throw in some spiced peppers as well. Spicy peppers. Spicy pepper steak. Nice. It's called a steak, though. And we put some drumsticks on it, too. So shouldn't we be a spicy drumstick steak? Making me hungry. Let's see. We've got our nightshade. So there's some stuff that will increase our secondary attributes. So this is gonna low-level stealth boost. And bee honey stamina recovery effect. So let's see what happens when we combine that with the stamella shrooms. What kind of juicy meal do we make? Energizing glazed mushrooms. Yum. Refills 10 hearts. Plus, gives us a stamina thing as well. That's pretty good. So we'll throw in some meat and apples. And maybe an acorn, just for the hell of it. Yum. So that means that we made something that is a little bit better. I don't know if that's... I don't know. We've got a whole lot of apples still, a whole lot of spicy peppers. I'm just trying to use a bunch of stuff. That way I can just clear my materials. I don't know. I'm OCD like that, I guess. We'll just throw all this stuff together. And I'm showing this to you guys just in case, you know, you have any ideas about... Well, that didn't do anything. We threw in those special shrooms, those rush rooms, and we didn't get anything. So, we didn't get the benefit. But anyway, showing this to you guys just in case, you know, you guys are interested in seeing some recipes being made or any kinds of special stuff. I don't know. But, why not? Let's see. Save again. I do save a lot. If you watch my Neverwinter Nights playthrough, I was saving practically all the time. On the one end, it was because the game crashed a bit, and on the other, because every battle you didn't quite know if you were going to survive it or not, so just to be safe. So I am no stranger to save scumming and being overly protective of my game characters via saving. So this is going to be the last thing that we cook. And then we'll move on. Because you guys want to get to the action. I feel you. So we'll take it. So since we died so many times, we have to put the bridge back together. No problem. So we're ready to cross now. Cross this river. And then we can go up the cliffside here. Making our way to this next shrine, the last shrine. And then we are finally good to go from leaving the tutorial zone. All this is the tutorial zone. It's huge. It's incredible how much content there is in here. Lots of secret areas, lots of stuff to do, and this thing in particular caught my eye, and I was like, well, what the heck is this? Can I break this or what? And eventually I figure it out. You need fire to do it, and I had fire on me, so I could have just done it, but I just didn't even think of it. Again, I pull out the magnet thing, as if, you know, I can pick it up or whatever. It's so silly. Oh, here's a good one. I try to what? Blow it up? Come on, go ahead and do it. For science. Here at Quantum Rover, you know, we are experimenting. We're doing the most important experiments here in video games. Can we blow up an ice cube with remote bombs? That's what everyone's been wanting to know. The answer in this game is no. So, as we get closer to the shrine, some boulders will fall. I just happen to have not been in the way. But, we'll go and fight these guys next. He throws a barrel at me. What a badass. Gotta love the AI. They're so resourceful. When they don't have a weapon, they'll just throw things in the environment at you. I love it. That's a good challenge. These guys are cooking some steak as well. Take it. Why not? I don't think there's anything of note to collect. Just some more Bokoblin. Bokoblin. I'm really mispronouncing things. So if people watch this and get triggered by my mispronunciations, I am sorry. Now we see there's a chest here, right? I'm thinking to myself, well, how do you get the chest? Oh, might as well save just in case something happens to me. But I've already alluded to it. This is what happens. Yeah, you drown. It's too cold for you, Link. Get out of here. But you know what? Link is stubborn. So maybe if we take some cold-resistant meal, maybe we'll be able to survive it. Okay. Nice try. But no. GTFO, Link. So let's go up and get this shrine completed. Keh Namut. Finally, some shrine action. We are a half hour into the video. And we can finally get some shrine stuff done. Now, like I said, this is the last one for this area. So we will get it in, and we'll get another ability out of it as well. And maybe it might help us out with the lake, too. Keh Namut. Cryonis trial. Slate authenticated. This is like my favorite effect in the entire game. Cool. Create a pillar of ice from a water surface. So we just have one more ability that we need to unlock, or one more thing, and we'll get that in a bit. Well, much later, really. From where we are, generally speaking. Because we've got a few hours to go before we get to that point. We can use it to create ice cubes and water. And just getting past this trial is just using the ability. Pretty easy. Very shiny blue. And that sound cue means that we were smart enough to figure it out. You can use it to lift up objects. And we've got another spider bot thingy here. Let's put him on top of the ice. Nice. Ancient screw. We'll hold on to that. And we'll use it to propel ourselves up. And we can get this chest here. A spear. Okay. So here we just have to tilt one side so that we can climb up. Looks like I'm having trouble, though, trying to position directly under it. But there you go. Cool. And that's it. It feels like I might have missed a secret, like they could have just put something else in this trial room that I just didn't see. But I think that's about it for this shrine. So we just completed the last one here in the plateau area. Beginner's area. And that means we get ourselves a 4th spirit orb. Nice. And we are going to get teleported out. Little quick menu screen tip, loading screen tip. I want to call this area the final plateau. I don't know why I want to say that. It's the Great Plateau. Extraordinary. Where the 4 lines intersect. Pretty easy. X marks the spot, but it's the Temple of Time, actually. That is where we need to go. So, now that we have an ability that can raise things out of water, and we can just walk across water now, we can use our new ability to get the chest out of the little lake here. And I won't have to die anymore. Awesome. That's a win-win. Just want to make sure it's close enough, that way I can jump from ice pillar to ice pillar. Don't want to die unnecessarily, again. Cool. An opal. After all that, it was just an opal. Ooh, I almost fell off there, because I pressed the wrong button. So we can only have, what is it? 3 platforms active at a time. So we'll do that, and then we can just jump off. No problem. Cool. Now I'm gonna climb the summit here, because there is something to collect here. At the time, I didn't really think much of it. I was just gonna climb it just for the heck of it. Even though I had a little sneaky feeling, of course, that something might be at the top of things. But I didn't actually know what. Apparently you do get amber here, which is good. And cool. Now you just have to climb all the way down. We can see several shrines in the distance. These are in other zones of Hyrule. So when we finally get off the Great Plateau, we can journey forth. And we can see the places in blue are ones that we've already conquered. Completed. And we've got ourselves this icy flying guy. Looks like I'm trying to aim for him. There we go. Ice Kessie Wing. And these guys, of course. Just trying to get off this snowy mountain. That's all I want to do. That and push boulders. Now, eventually we do make it to the Temple of Time. And we've got a goblin, a bokoblin, just standing guard there. Take care of him. And woo, look at this place. Hasn't been cleaned in years. Now we can step into the light here and pray. Pray to the 9 divines! Who are we praying to? Akatosh? I can offer you great power. So, here we can exchange our spirit orbs for either a heart container or a stamina vessel. I'm going to choose a heart container for the first time. I shall grant the power you seek. Thank you. Thank you, goddess. Praise be Akatosh. Cool. I will try to bring peace to Hyrule. Oh! Is he just saying ho? Is he calling us a ho? He's glowing and everything. Look at that. But outside the temple, if you explore a little bit, there's some secret stuff. I found this chest just outside. Some better trousers, which we will definitely equip. He's looking a little bit good now. He's not looking as poor as he was before. But he also has no money. We haven't collected any rupees. But now we gotta climb up this building. Wait for that stamina circle to recharge, and then we can get ready and go. Gotta meet the old man. Now what follows is a pretty long sequence, cinematics, which I won't speak during, so I'll just shut up.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramos Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path, lo, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors. These relics The divine beasts were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. He appeared from deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the divine beasts, and turned them against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight, bravely wounded, collapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Link, you are our final hope. The fate of Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here. You must save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village. Make your way past the twin summits of the dueling peaks. From there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
About time he gave us the damn paraglider. We have wandered all over creation. He made us work so hard for it. But like I said in the first episode, plot twist with the old man, dun 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 dun, he's the king. So now we can finally get off this damn rock if we wanted to, or whatever this plateau is, I guess. It's a plateau. Let's just call it that. And he leaves us with a message. You must save Hyrule. And so with that, the world opens up to us, ladies and gentlemen. We can now go forth. There's stuff for us to do. And I think this is a good place to end the second episode. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. I certainly enjoyed making this video. I'm certainly having fun playing the game as well. If you guys liked, please hit that like button, smash it. Maybe the subscribe button as well. Goodbye.